Hi, I'm Rachel Wright, and I'll be coming to you today discussing Project 2025, a restructure to make America great again or a blueprint leading to total control. I myself have mixed reviews as I read information composed of the project. Regardless if my reviews are mixed or not, the project addresses subjects that may identify with many who live in America. These subjects pertain to the rights of American people, or yet the project alludes to. However, as you go through the project's composure, it's really centered around the rights of women and pushing women out of the workforce, alluding to the family supportive project, which is familiar agenda, mother and father married women and married men, that leaves single parents and single women who weren't always birthing children out of wedlock in bad positions to provide for their households as they transition from circumstances that they did not see coming. Most families use childcare, especially single mothers. Childcare is an excellent benefit for those who may not have much family support for assisting with child as the parent or parents work. As reported by Motherly.com in reference to Care.com, 2/3 of American families spend 20% of their earnings on childcare. Childcare is essential, and it gives many the flexibility to provide for their household. The conservatives who proposed the Project 2025 are clear about their take on a child care system and said that the parents are on their own. One of their plans is to cut universal daycare and move the funding toward the cost of staying at home with a child on a pay-to-familiar income child care home child care incentive, as reported by Motherly.com in reference to Project 2025. The plan will also cut the early education program known as Head Start, which would affect more than 750,000 children. The plan is a bit biased and not carefully thought out. As political powers, these conservatives should be receptive to various circumstances. The citizens of America who make up the population of women are not mothers who just decided to raise children on their own. Many may have been irresponsible, yet this does not speak for all. The mothers to be considered are some who have had to flee domestic situations, husbands or partners have died, or were simply left to carry the burden. As a mother who has experienced some of these difficulties, how do you move on? I know that some of these resources are not a crutch, but a transitional phase. Not every separation is peaceful or supportive. These resources allow women to have a cushion as they have to go back to the drawing board to restructure their lives. Mothers who have to restructure in order to create a new and strong foundation for the future of their family. Therefore, how can a group of conservatives create a plan that addresses all women with a biased point of view? Do the women just fall by the wayside? I myself think marriage is beautiful, but I did not choose to be alone. Unfortunately, relationships ended. I have seen the benefits of childcare as I work to provide as a mother, especially since I have decided to return to school. I believe there is a stigma on single-parent household that is pushing a narrative that people only rely on government resources. That two is better than one. Even with a two-parent household, the economy won't let many people be great. So how is this making America great again? Let's talk healthcare. The project intends to make major changes to Medicaid and Affordable Care Act. The changes could affect disproportionately low-income mothers who benefit from prenatal care, postpartum care, and overall health care needs for themselves and their children. As reported by the Chamber of Mothers, the plan is to eradicate or reduce these resources, including access to mental health. This plan is pushing another biased perspective called the family agenda that focuses on married men and women are ideal. That all children have a right to be raised by men and women who conceive them. That very is true. Yet another blow to who wanted the ideal family structure or marriage, but it was not successful. My question is to the politics and the audience: should women and their children be disregarded? If these population of people whom is being targeted die off due to lack of healthcare sources, what happens then? Do we just forget those people existed? Is this the actual agenda of Project 2025 hiding behind the pages of political rhetoric? Also adding to the well thought out trauma and not so well thought out plan Project Trying to Stay Alive, Project 2025, seeks to lower labor regulations, union rights, discrimination, protections, not limited to plans that protect vulnerable pregnant women. These will include postpartum workers, wage policies, prenatal leave, and etc. Project Trying Not to Drown and Trying to Float, should I say, is centering its main objective familiar in-home childcare, which in turn provides little options for employed mothers. Eventually, this will shut out many working moms out of the workforce. In conclusion, Project 2025 poses as a sense of control by pushing a narrow plan that does not cover broader issues. This plan appears family-focused, yet eliminates needed resources and policies that seem to only affect working women or mothers. The mother who may have been married but her husband has died. Women who had to leave because she may have been abused. Does she stay in the trauma and allow it be embedded on her children? And the mother who may have wanted a family life, but she's the only one that wanted it. And she chose him, but he decided not to choose her anymore. All these circumstances leaving us mothers left to pick up the pieces emotionally and financially. Do we as mothers rush into marriage after these circumstances? Or we could just easily not avoid them by putting our children in the face of another man, or another man in the face of our children, so that we may not feel the fear of no support in order to support these conservatives. Is this how we make America great again, by pushing a narrow agenda that does not cover broad issues? If so, I am utterly anguished with the country we call great. The country that will lead to the control or genocide of mothers. Let's fight for the women and children.